We like each other, which is nice, you know? These are really, really two just good human beings that
Only one of us
I'm
is a
lucky.
jerk, but I'm not going to say who.
No, man, it's been really it's been a pleasure and an honor, honestly. It's cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys can remember back to when you first met, was it like an instant chemistry? Was it camaraderie right away, or did you guys have to kind of work on it?
I mean, I felt like we bonded right away, right? I felt that. Did you guys like me?
Well, I came in a little late because you guys were still doing
Yeah.
doing some sport training, and so how was it? What was your impression of Peter when you met? Did you know of Peter? Had you watched any of his work before?
I knew Peter Facinelli. Yeah, he's cool, man. I was like, oh man, I really like this guy. And one of the things I loved most about Peter was Peter's a family man, and he had his kids. And I've always wanted a family. And I remember just peppering you with questions,
Yeah.
being like, how do you make it work? Like, and it's been cool. And I've asked a lot of people that I've met in my time about how to have a family in this industry and how to, you know, make it work, and that's kind of been my goal, and it's been good for me now. I'm about to celebrate my 10-year anniversary of getting married this month. Thank you. And then it's a beautiful thing, man. He was a super cool guy. Kellan came in a little bit later, and then we've met like through different people and at auditions and things, and you were always a cool guy. And I was never like worried, like you're not gonna like go down between Kellan and me. We're not a very similar like looking dudes. But it was cool. Like Kellan has just like got a really great energy, super smart guy, always reading, really cool guy to talk to. It was a good vibe of people. I wish, you know, Nikki could have been here. It's like just and Ashley, and it's just like we all get along so well that we have a text chain that we keep texting each other, informing each other what's happening with our lives and our careers. It's pretty cool. I can ask these guys for advice, and that's awesome. It's like having some really dope older brothers, you know?
Yeah, I think that's one of the best things. Well, and that's cool hearing your story about Peter because Peter was the same for me. I always respected and loved his career, and we would have so many talks, especially in Squamish. We would just have a drink, and he'd be an open book. But I want to ask you, Jackson, since you have some kids older than my kids, I have a 2- and a 1-year-old, what's some of the advice that you've gotten from your peers about having a family that have really stuck out to you?
My favorite is I worked with an incredible stunt coordinator named Jeff Haberstadt. And Jeff, I asked him, I was like, how do you keep your relationship working with all the globe travel we have to do? And he has a 2-week rule, and it's really hard. But I started implementing that. I didn't for a while. I did a movie in South Africa for 2 months, and I didn't see my wife and kids, and it just hurt me, you know, in a way that I can't really describe, but you know what it is. Yeah. And ever since then, it's 2 weeks. Even if I have to go back for 1 or 2 days, if I'll fly in for a day and a half, and I'll get back on a flight and go back to work. And I don't tell the production. You can't tell them because they'll tell you no, but you just do it anyway. And yeah, man, that's the best advice that I've gotten for in this industry, and it's about priorities, you know? Some people, you know, the job is more important. For me, the family comes first. But that's up to every individual, you know? Like, not everyone's the same.
When I first met Jackson, and I had 3 kids, and he said, you know, that's what I want one day. And now I look at him, and I'm so proud of him. He's got 3 kids, a beautiful wife, and he's balancing it, and it's beautiful. And I have a 2-week rule too. I've done that too my whole career. Like I try not to go more than 2 weeks, because family's important to me too.
Yeah, you got to raise your kids, man, and like they're the best things in the world. We're all children, you know, regardless of when we start going through puberty or when we start going through menopause. We're still gonna be children forever. And it's like, you know, always learning and loving and embracing life, finding the magic in the little moments. And that's why we're all here, you know? Like, I think everybody in this building has found some magic in a piece of art, or and that art was created for you, you know, to enjoy. And hopefully that, you know, we can all come together and support each other. And
Everybody now, we are the children. We are the world. How's that song go?
I'm a hippie, yo. Come on.
No, round of applause for positivity. Great advice from you guys. We'd love to see the bromance and that you guys get along so well. I will ask you guys if you want to get to the microphone and ask your questions. We'll get to that in just a moment. Go ahead and line up for the microphone in the middle. The final question for me before we get to the fan questions. It's so great to hear you guys get along well, but what's it like backstage? What's it been like interacting with the other people that are on this Comic-Con? Because there are a lot of people that have similar characters to yours, diaries of sorts, things like that. What's it been like interacting with the rest of the stars backstage?
I mean, some of them we know, some of them I've known for over the years, so it's just, it's always nice to see people that you haven't seen in a while. So it's, for us, it's also like a little way to catch up with people. And but I'm also fanboying stuff. You know, I saw Elijah Wood on the plane. I was like, oh my God, it's Elijah Wood. and I don't know if Elijah can hear me, but I love you, Elijah. I'm sorry I didn't say hi. I got fanboys, you know.
You're the second person to say that. Another one of the actors was like, he was on my plane and I was marking out. Yeah, big deal.
Yeah. He's a cool guy. I like his work. So I remember once I did a Comic-Con and it was Lou Ferrigno was on the plane, like sitting next to me here, and he played the Incredible Hulk, for you people who don't know, and when I was younger. And then the other one was John Schneider from the Dukes of Hazzard, and those are two shows that I watched when I was growing up. Like, so I turned into like a 12-year-old boy. I was like, oh my God! I was like, Lou, here, put me in a headlock. Let's take selfies. And so I get it. And I remember being in Forks, Washington, and there was some cosplay characters playing characters from the movie, and I fanboyed out over the cosplay people. I was like, wow, the Cullens, they look so cool.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, we're all like lovers of film. So.
Yeah. Has anyone made you guys starstruck at Comic-Cons before, Kellan or Jackson?
Oh man, I've only been starstruck one time, and it was by Ron Howard. I met Ron Howard, and I had a meeting with him. And when I was a young child, I had a stutter. And I fixed it when I was in 3rd grade. And ever since then, I've never stuttered. And then I met Ron Howard. And I went, nice to meet you, Mr. Howard. And just the whole meeting. Anyway, I never worked with Ron Howard professionally. I wonder why. But anyway, yeah. So that was the first time I was ever starstruck. But I think it's important to realize that we're all fans, you know? Like everybody, you guys are fans, we're fans. We, you know, and there's some really cool people and here in Belfast. So it's been really cool just to hang out and chat. But at the end of the day, we're all people. So, you know, you just connect on a person-to-person level, right? Yeah, that's what we do.
Kellan, did you have anyone that you fanboyed over at a Comic-Con, or any actors that you've met and you thought, wow, that's a big deal?
No, I don't really fanboy about stuff. Like, and half the time I don't even know what they're from. They're just really cool people because you put us all in the green room and I'm a people person. So a lot of times I just go up to them and we start talking and you see what they're doing, where they live. There's a lot of child star actors and actresses at these conventions, so it always fascinates me, like, how are they still doing what they love to do? Because a lot of them get burnt out.
Yeah.
So it's always nice to hear their perspective of being a part of it since they were really, really young.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that. I enjoy learning people.
That's very cool. We love that. Let's go to the questions here for this lovely lady, number 1. Hello.
Hi. So I know we can't talk about the movie. So what has been the most outlandish thing that fans ask you for?
I will never bite you. So nobody needs to ask, will I bite? No. The answer is
Yeah,
no.
but we used to bite people. I mean, before
You
we,
used to
You
bite.
used to too. I remember. We have photos of you and I both biting people.
For 10 extra pounds,
Shut up.
I will bite anybody in
Pre-marriage.
this room. No, I'm kidding.
Shut
a
your
bargain.
face. But yeah, no more. Okay, how about that? No more biting. I'm married.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just to clarify, no biting. Hi there.
Hi. This question's for Jackson. It's more of like a request. Could
Bite
you
me.
do?
Can you bite
no,
her?
no, no bite.
We just went over this. One more time. Okay, no.
Could you do the iconic Jasper face for us all?
Thank you. Thank you.
That was amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
What range? We're making you work for us today. Hi there.
Hi, how are you? I just wanted to ask, what is the worst hair and makeup experience you've had to go through, and how long did it take?
That's me every time. Okay, so to get my crazy curly hair to be blonde, it takes, we found out 5 days and like 4 hours a day, because my hair does not like to be straightened or blondified. So yeah, I lived in a salon, and I don't belong in a salon. I'm too antsy, so yeah, that sucked.
I remember for myself, I had this screen test for somewhat of a historical superhero, and they had to build this prosthetic. I'm a big guy, and they still wanted to put this prosthetic chest with abs on, and then my arm had this like prosthetic bicep and tricep, and I had to wield this sword. And it was about 5 hours of prosthetics just for this screen test. And I didn't get it, and I'm glad I didn't, because they wanted me to wear this prosthetic thing the whole time. And I'm like, this looks like crap. Like, it looked really terrible as you're swinging the sword, and this fake muscle is just, I'm like, just give me a couple months, let me gain the weight. I'd rather do that.
I think there was a movie I had to do where I had to do like full head mold. So they put this wet clay all over your head, basically. First they wrap your head in like saran wrap, and then they literally put 2 straws in your nose, and then they literally wrap your whole head in clay. And then it starts to get really, really tight on your face, and you get really claustrophobic, and you have to go like your happy place, because for like 20 minutes, it's like solidifying, but it's the most claustrophobic experience. And then they crack it open and then make a mold of your face. But that's a tough one. Yeah, that's probably the hardest one I've had.
Have you done a full body cast where, like
I
for
haven't had that
for
before,
death
but-
scenes?
yeah.
A lot of times, if they want to use your image and they make something lifelike, they'll
Yeah.
do a full body cast. I remember I had to do that for a horror movie I did, and it's not fun. It's
Yeah,
very
it's very claustrophobic.
and yeah.
Because it's
wait.
solidifying and it's squeezing your skin, and it just feels like
Somewhere there's a full body cast of Kellan.
I have it. I took it.
All right, you have it?
No, I don't. I should find that though.
That would be amazing. I'm gonna be looking for it on eBay tonight.
Major merchandise. Thank you so much. Hi there.
Hi. I just want to know if you've ever heard of the sparkly vampire fans calling themselves rats and know of the shit-posting Facebook group, which is interesting.
Yes, I know of
Yes.
the rats. Yeah.
Yes.
Are you one of the rats?
I am. It
Are
makes
you a ratty?
I am, yes.
Oh,
That makes me very
you
happy.
ratties! I actually quite enjoy it. It's fun.
Please tell us more
It's-
about this.
it's
yeah, I haven't
unhinged.
heard about it. What's that? What is-
It's unhinged. It's basically just there's like 100,000 people plus in the Facebook group. We all refer to ourselves as rats. The Facebook group is the sewer, and it is where everything unhinged about sparkly vampires goes to.
Is this on the dark web?
No, just
No,
Facebook.
kidding.
Just normal Facebook.
No. This is not normal Facebook.
It's the wrong side of Facebook.
This is the dark web version of the thing that shall not
what
be
have you been
named.
doing on the dark web version?
He's the leader.
I have been
Are you in the
introduced
Twilight group?
to the memes. I can't say certain things or certain words, but I've been
What
introduced
is your
to certain
group name?
memes.
What is your secret group name?
It's there. I can't
Have a
say.
handle?
I can't say any of these things. Look up the hashtags. Follow the rabbit. You will
Yeah.
not like where it goes. 'cause it's
Jackson's in the
sewer.
group.
I like where it goes.
No, it's fun. It's definitely fun. As long as you guys are having fun, I love it, man.
Hi there.
Hi, first I want to thank you for coming because like the movies have been a part of my life for so long. My mom basically raised me on them, so thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you. So, my question is, if you could have any special ability in the show that some of the vampires had, who would we have?
Compassion. I like the superpower of compassion. It's always done my character well. Like, be in the middle of a battle and they'll be coming at him and they'll say, I have too much compassion. I will smite you with my compassion. That's why I got his head cut off, you know. He's just way too nice. I don't know.
I love Peter so much. He's the best. I think as an artist, you know, the ability to manipulate emotions is kind of what we want to do, you know, to give you the space in a sad film or a sad scene in the film to cry, to have the openness to, you know, the ability to say, oh, I'm going to cry at this scene. It's okay, because it's allowed, right? Like everybody in the theater wants to cry. Or to laugh, like this is a funny moment, let's all laugh together. To feel inspired, to feel loved, to feel adventurous, to finish watching a movie and feel something that makes you just want to go out into the world. And I think that is what the artist aspires to. And I think the ability to manipulate emotion is something that I've played before. And I like it. I'm quite attuned to that. Yeah. It's a good question. And I really like your shirt.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You could have any special ability and you guys don't want to sparkle? I mean, come on.
I already sparkle. That's why they
Good
put makeup
answer.
on me. Come on.
Another question here.
Hi, I was wondering what props did you take from the set of Twilight, if you did take any?
That'd be called stealing. I mean, if I did take anything, it would have been the family crest ring, but I cannot confirm or deny that happened.
That's fair.
I took Kellan's bust. When they made a full body cast of Kellan, it was me. I snuggle it. It's really comfy. No, I don't take things. I leave them behind. I like to leave a character, and I like to be done with it.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think I took the baseball hat. The baseball scene was really special for me, and I think we had so much fun. The camaraderie with it, so that was a fun little piece and Catherine gave it, so wasn't stealing or anything like that. And I wish our characters. I remember reading, and I wish we had flying ability. I love that. I mean, if I had a superpower, I'd choose that too. So, whenever the spider monkeys would jump on the trees, it was always kind of funny. And then watching them go up really fast.
You saw that meme where it's like our characters? That was funny as hell.
I think I posted that. Reposted that.
I loved it. Yeah, that was funny.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Iz. You talked earlier about the scene, the one where you got your head chopped off. What was it like in the table read when you got handed that script and you found out in that final scene?
I think we didn't do a table read for that one movie. There was, I remember when I read that, I was like, that's not in the book.
Yeah. That was me in the theater as well.
And then I was kind of bummed because everybody like got to like a week of like combat training, and they were doing all these fight sequences, and I was kind of sitting on the sidelines because like he kind of eats it really fast, and then I didn't have anything else to do. But watching it, it was actually exciting to watch an audience's like response to that.
Thank you.
Thanks for the nightmares. It was traumatizing indeed. Hello.
Hi guys. I just want to know what was the most emotionally and mentally straining scene you filmed together?
Well, I know for me, when we were doing the last one, we were in a studio and it was a big standoff scene. So we were standing there for about 2 weeks straight before any of the fighting took place. And for me, doing nothing is probably the hardest thing. You're just standing there looking intense, and then we had all this fake snow that we read on the package, like, do not use indoors. This could lead to death. And we're like, this is interesting. But yeah, those ones where you aren't really doing much, but you have to do stuff are kind of the hardest ones.
I think it wasn't hard in the sense of difficulty, but I think the final sequence where it was just the Cullens. Oh! Can't say things. Sorry.
My name is Kellan, but
yeah, just the Kellans.
Just the Kellans.
But seriously, like, you know, we worked together for a really, really long time, you know, and it's the longest. I've never done like long form serialized TV. Usually when I do TV, I come in for a season and I play a bad guy and then I dip. So this is the longest project I continuously have ever done. And it was really hard to say goodbye, and it didn't really feel real, you know? So when you're filming, you're still a human, right? You're still going to work, and it's exciting to be done with work. And then to realize that you're done with the job, it was a weird, kind of heavy moment. And then I remember we just weren't we listening to like Mumford & Sons? Yeah, and it was something it was like the sun was coming up because it had been a night shoot, and we go back to the hotel and we hang out and just and I think it only really hit, like, oh, we've finished 5 films. This is crazy, you know? And just kind of sat there and listened to Marcus Mumford, and it was cool. It was a trip, man. Yeah. That was difficult, yeah. The baseball bat, super easy. That was fun. Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thanks so much. Hi.
Out of all the movies, what was your favorite one to film?
The first one. The first one.
Yeah, I'd say the
I'd
same,
say
like the
first and
yeah, first one.
And
And the last
the
one?
fifth one, yeah, I think, because there were so many people. The family had grown.
Yeah, the first one, because we were, you know, just making something and seeing if it would work. And then it obviously did. It connected with a lot of people. And I think if the first one hadn't been done the way it was done, then maybe we wouldn't all be sitting here. So I think it's we caught lightning in a bottle. And then they were able to, you know, everybody kind of got along with it. I don't know. It was cool. It's strange how that happens.
Great question. Thank you. Hiya.
What was your favorite scene to film?
I really like riding horses. And so it was really cool to get to, you know, be doing some film sequences where I'm on a horse, and then other things happen where maybe I encountered some mysteriously beautiful women out in the tundras, and then something happens. Then I don't know. I can't go into it with too much detail, but you get what I'm saying.
Thank you.
I always, after reading the books, look forward to the arm wrestling scene with that female.
Yeah.
And when we got to shoot it, it was just really, really special because you envisioned these scenes and turned out really great.
I think action stuff's always fun. Anytime we have like a action scene in movies is super fun. So any of the action stuff, I had a good time doing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Guys, we have only time for one more question. I'm so sorry. We've got to let them
Lucky
get
you.
back to the, no pressure. We've got to let them get back to the autograph area. Go ahead.
So a lot of people can agree that a specific baseball scene is very iconic. So is there any other scenes that you think are just as iconic, especially because of the soundtrack that was involved within that scene?
You know, I think there's something interesting about the baseball scene that I still don't understand how it became iconic. Like, reading it in a script, you're like, seriously? I mean, in the book, it makes a little bit more sense because you get to really dive into the psychology behind it and through the human's eyes of what's happening. But then how it was going to be filmed, I had no idea. They explained it to me. They storyboarded it. I mean, I was actually curious about what you guys thought of that. Did you think, when you read the script, that would be a scene that would stand out?
No, it wasn't one of the. I think for me, I didn't look at it and go, "This is going to be so popular with everybody." It was just another scene in the book, and we rehearsed that specific scene for like a week. We did like games. We were playing baseball games, and then the day that we shot it, it was raining, and it was like our first day of work, and everyone's hair was like matted, and our makeup was running down our face, and then like we shot for about 2 hours, and then the first AD said, let's take a break here, and we all huddled in this little shed, and the first AD said, so do you want to go to another set? Should we go to a cover set? And Catherine just kind of thought to herself, and then she goes, no, just put people in hats. And she was like, you wear a hat, no hat for you, hat, no hat, hat. And so we were sitting there going, oh, this is going to be a terrible movie. Because like half of the scene we had hats, the other half we didn't. Hey, there's Nikki. Oh.
Nikki wants to say hi.
Nikki wants to say hi.
Hi, everybody.
It's Nikki Reed, everybody.
Oh gosh, I miss all you guys. Let me see all your faces.
Can you hear?
Well, all your faces, and your faces behind you too.
Everybody say, we miss you, Nikki.
It's hard to hear you. We miss you. We love you, Nikki.
We miss you, Nikki. Say, we miss you, Nikki.
How cool is that?
Oh my God. I love you. You're the best. Talk soon.
Oh, you guys. How about that for a touching
She
moment?
was looking for
Aw.
Ian. Don't. She was like, I can't get a hold of Ian. Can you tell him I called him?
Hello.
So we were doing this baseball, and so we were all thinking to each other like, oh God, this is gonna be a terrible movie because like our makeup's running and half the scene we had hats, the others half we didn't. But the way it was cut together and the music and everything, it made it iconic, And Catherine really knew what she needed and wanted for the scenes, and so like so it was so beautiful to see her in action, to be like, you have no idea what's going to come out of that, and she thrived under that pressure and created something really wonderful. So I give her all the credit for that.
An iconic scene indeed. Thank you. Great question. If you guys have more questions, I do encourage you to go over to the next hall and say hello to these guys. Grab an autograph, grab a selfie. Guys, any final words for your adoring fans?
Thank you guys for coming. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Belfast, keep the applause going for Jackson Rathbone, Peter Facinelli,
I love you,
and
Belfast. Love you, Belfast.